All right, the U.S. military stepping up its posture in the Middle East by sending in fighter jets. That's as America is reportedly warning Iran about the serious risk of carrying out any retaliatory strike on Israel. Retired U.S. Army Major General Dana Pittard joins us now to react. General, thanks for being here. You know, we thought we'd see a retaliation from Iran a lot sooner for the assassination of the killing of the Hamas leader in Tehran, but we haven't. Why do you think we haven't seen that attack yet?
Well, good morning, Pete. In fact, I wish I was there doing pull-ups and push-ups and swimming and running also.
There's always next year, General. You're always invited.
Will do. Well, I think part of the reason why Iran hasn't responded yet is they're just not sure how to respond. They don't want a full-blown war with Israel, not at all. But they are in a dilemma. They feel like they must respond. Many of the people in Iran feel that the government should respond. And so they're going to pick and choose their time, which isn't helpful to the overall situation.
No doubt. How about our posture, General? We'll put up on the screen here the amount of attacks against U.S. forces since October 17, 2023. So just shy of a year, 175. Obviously, we haven't responded to all of those attacks. What should we be doing with all our troops? I mean, that's a lot of bases and a lot of troops in harm's way with a lot of incoming, almost all of which centered around proxies of Iran. What do you make of it?
Yeah, again, Iran is who's behind all of this with their proxies, as you just mentioned. But I think what we're doing is about right. Any attacks against U.S. troops is obviously unacceptable, but you still can't allow some small militia or some small proxy to draw the U.S. into a wider Mideast war. So when the attacks have gone to where U.S. troops are hurt, the U.S. responds. And the U.S. has increased its posture, defense posture, and offensive capability in the region most recently since the killing of the Hamas leader.
General, do you share? I've got a lot of concern about those troops on those bases because this is open source stuff. None of this is classified. Their air defense systems, in some of those cases, are not as robust as we would think. And with the sophisticated drone technology that our adversaries now have, there's if Iran wanted to kill U.S. service members in the region on one of those bases, they probably could. They've held back so far, but they could. Do you have concern about the troops on the ground?
Oh, absolutely have concerns. However, we know that the defense posture has been increased, especially since we lost the 3 soldiers in Jordan from a drone attack. And so the air defense capabilities, the awareness, the working with the regional allies and our own central command, as you know, has increased.
There we go. Major General Dana Pittard, maybe I'll see you in the Hudson next year. Not this year, maybe next year. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pete.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.